Morning guys, I'm heading out to do some sketching. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but one of my neighbors, they are renovating. I think it's in one of those units behind, so I'm not able to record anything at home. I'm pretty sure the drilling is going to last for a few days, so over the next few days I will have to go out and film. It's really inconvenient sometimes when I want to film something and there is a lot of noise. So noise is actually the #1 enemy of all video creators. So this is where I live, this is my neighborhood. Alright, I'm here. This is Clementi and this is the block that my friend told me about. So I'm going to go up there right now.
Door 40.
The view here is blocked off by the side wall, so let me check out the staircase. Alright, this is the scene that I'm going to draw today. Unfortunately, I'm blocked off by this wall on the left side, but this should still give me plenty to draw. All those blocks that you see in front of me, they are actually public housing estates. This is how they look like close up. So same thing today, I'll be using the Strathmore visual journal. So let's turn to page 2. Alright, so this is the completed sketch. This is definitely very challenging. I do not know how much time I took to draw this, but I stood here for a pretty long time. So as the buildings appear further away, these buildings, they are very small, so it's very difficult to really see the details, to draw them accurately, because some of these are actually just like lines or even dots. Buildings in front, they are a bit easier because I can see them a bit clearer as they are larger, but all these little buildings behind in the far background, it's really very difficult. And sometimes it's also a bit difficult to keep track of what I have drawn or what I have not drawn, because there are just so many buildings. For example, here as I was drawing this building, I lost count of how many blocks there are, so I think I could have missed out one of the blocks. But for those who are not familiar with this particular scene, or they do not see this every day, they probably will not be able to tell that there are actually missing blocks. And all these windows I try to draw the big shapes first before I draw the tiny windows. Sometimes I would just draw a few windows first so that I can remember to go back and fill up to finish drawing the other windows. For example, that's what I'm doing right now, just trying to fill up all the other windows. And I love all these trees because they block off the buildings so that I do not have to draw the buildings. Trees are fantastic, very helpful. Oh, and as I was drawing earlier, I ran out of ink in my fountain pen, so it's always good to have a backup pen. I actually brought 2 extra pens. This is the Uniball Signal Gel Stick. The ink is waterproof and dry, so I will be using watercolor over this sketch when I get back home. I'm not going to color it here because it's a bit inconvenient to color it here. So now I'm just putting in the finishing touches. Like, I like to put dots on my trees to give them a bit more textures. And I also, if the whole shape is just white, it looks a bit weird. So I like to put little dots onto my trees. The perspective for this particular sketch, well, I've always said that if you are very good at observation, drawing from observation, you actually do not need to know any perspective. But if you have knowledge of perspective, that would come in handy to help you check whether or not some of the perspective of these buildings, whether they are correct or not. For example, this particular building here, this one on the right side, the perspective, all the lines that are going to the vanishing point, they should point, let's say the vanishing point is here, all the lines, they should point towards that point. So some of these lines I actually did not draw from observation. I just used my perspective knowledge and just basically point all the lines to the vanishing point. So that helps me save some time. As you can hear, there are a lot of construction noise going on and the plane is flying over somewhere. So I think I shall conclude my video today. I will create a separate video for the watercolor process. And I have to say that this is the second sketch. There are still 20 more sheets for me to go through. So this video series is going to take probably 2 to 3 months to conclude. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.